foods are related to our body's response. To brief us about the same, I would like to invite Dr. Preeti Mehta. Hello, doctor.
Hi.
Dr. Preeti Mehta is a senior physician practicing in Bangalore since 2011. Apart from being a qualified pediatric anesthesiologist, she has worked as an intensive care specialist and a responder in emergency medicine. We welcome you, doctor.
Thank you.
Doctor, my first question to you is what is glycemic index?
Glycemic index is basically a measurement of how much sugar is released in our body when foods are digested by our body. As simple as that.
Ma'am, why is glycemic index important?
So, glycemic index, as it measures the amount of sugar or glucose that is released in our body. Basically, all foods that we eat finally are digested down to their core substances that they are made of. Carbohydrates and starches are made of sugar molecules. When the food is digested, sugar molecules get released that in our intestine, which is absorbed into our blood, and the blood carries that sugar all to all our organs all over our body. Now, if this sugar is available continuously at a stable rate, our body functions at a much healthier manner. Especially certain organs like liver, kidney, and brain, they are exclusively dependent on the sugar amount. Glycemic index, because it tells us which foods release sugar in our body slowly, which foods release our body sugars in our body quickly. It helps us to understand what kind of foods we should consume so that we are not overeating and there is a constant supply of sugar in our body.
Ma'am, what are carbohydrates and why are they important?
Carbohydrates are one of the group of macronutrients in addition to fats and proteins. Carbohydrates are the main source of sugar to our body. So carbohydrates are the ones that provide glucose to our body. That is the importance. For everything, we need constant supply of glucose. Just think of it as like a fire, a gas that is burning. You need constant piped gas line so that the gas continues to burn. For our body to continue functioning, we need constant supply of glucose. That is what carbohydrates give, and that is their importance, main importance.
Ma'am, is the low carbohydrate diet the same as like a low glycemic index diet, or is it just like a fat diet like keto and other diets which we follow nowadays?
Well, low carbohydrate diet is not the same as low glycemic index diet. Carbohydrates themselves are either low or high glycemic index. So if you're going to cut down carbohydrates in your diet, but you end up cutting down the foods which are having low glycemic index, it's going to harm your body because we need carbohydrates. They are the instant source of glucose for our everyday energy function. So we need carbohydrates. At the same time, so if you cut down low glycemic index diet, is not a fat diet. Our ancestors basically had a low to moderate glycemic index food habits. We have just now changed our own food habits and they are veering towards high glycemic index food habits. So no, it's not a fad. It's the way our ancestors used to eat, and I think we should get back to eating that way. So low glycemic index, yes.
Ma'am, what is the difference between glycemic index and glycemic load?
Glycemic load basically measures about a portion of food, how much glucose it is releasing. Glycemic index tells us a particular carbohydrate, how much glucose it is releasing. So, for example, to simplify and to make you understand, watermelon has a glycemic index of 80. That means it releases sugar that quickly that the sugar spikes up because it is high glycemic index. Rate of release of glucose is quick. That is glycemic index. Glycemic load is the actual amount of sugar that is released. So one portion of watermelon will release just 5 grams. That makes it low glycemic load food. Very technical terms, not something that you like common man should be bothered about. Understanding how to eat the diet basically helps us. That's enough for us. So glycemic index, load, we can always skip that part.
Ma'am, I've heard that all sugars are high in glycemic index and all starches are low in glycemic index. So is this true?
The starches are also basically finally digested into sugar. The sugar basically causes spike because it releases the glucose very quickly because they are easily digested, easily metabolized. Starches, they take time to get digested, so they release the sugars or glucose slowly. So that is the difference between sugar and starches. Starches are just complex sugars, nothing other than that.
Ma'am, will you tell us the benefits of low glycemic index diet?
Our energy levels are always higher because our body is getting constant supply of glucose. That's one. Our insulin, the body basically depends on insulin to use the sugar that is available, to use the glucose that is available in our bloodstream. So if our cellular cells, so each organ, let's say our heart is made of small cells. Cells are basically the, as you can say, if you make a house of Lego, there are small Lego pieces that makes that house of Lego. Similarly, heart is our organ. It is made of multiple smaller components called as cells. All the final chemical processes that happen in our body happen in the cells, and they are dependent on different hormones. Glucose chemical process is dependent on insulin, which is released by pancreas. Now, if the cell is sensitive to the insulin that is available, it will use that glucose much more efficiently. Low glycemic index foods, what they do is, because the sugar is less in our bloodstream, less insulin is released, but that insulin is more effective. If there is a constantly high amount of sugar in our body, pancreas will keep releasing more and more insulin. But because there is a lot of insulin available, our cells will be little desensitized to the insulin that is available, and they'll not be able to use that sugar well. It's a very technical and a chemical thing that I'm telling you guys about, and maybe it's slightly not like, it might be a little boring for you all, but it's just that the question was such that I thought this is something that I can speak about. So low glycemic index foods basically sensitize our body to insulin. Insulin efficiency improves, and the glucose utilization in our body improves. Our stamina improves, the fatigue levels come down, mainly because the sugar is available continuously in our body. We do not feel hungry frequently. Our hunger pangs and binge eating come down. So if you're gonna eat, let's say a pizza or a pasta, which is made of maida, which is really high glycemic index food, you're gonna feel hungry after 2-3 hours. That can be avoided by substituting maida ka pizza with, let's say, whole wheat or mixed millet ka pizza, which is slightly lower glycemic index food, and hence your hunger pangs will not be frequent.
So, ma'am, just like you said, the benefits about low glycemic index foods. So, like, should I avoid the high glycemic foods then?
No, because ultimately there are situations where we are gonna need a spike in our sugar levels. When you get up in the morning, you are gonna feel a little hungry. At that time, eating something that gives us the instant energy boost. Many times, many people will have tea, coffee, little bit of biscuit. It's okay. So it's not like you should avoid high glycemic index food. Eating a complete food, a wholesome food, where we can actually combine different kinds of food to ensure that the sugar that is available in our bloodstream is at a steady state. So that is what I can state an example. For example, you can always mix a protein and a carbohydrate. Proteins reduce the glycemic index of carbohydrate because when you're eating proteins, the digestive process becomes slower. So the sugar available becomes at a sustained rate.
Ma'am, how can we tell like which foods are low in glycemic index and which are high in glycemic index?
There are all these things available in the website and all. Hopefully, we should follow this thing with a video also where we'll show some charts. So glycemic index foods are divided into 3 categories, 0 to 55 being low glycemic index, 56 to 69 being moderate, and 70 and above up to 100 being high glycemic index foods. So depending on the rate and the amount of glucose that a particular food releases, uh, scientists and all have actually ensured they have found out which food belongs to which category. And it is there. So that's an information that we need to be aware of. But for everyday usage, because we cannot always be cognizant of whether the food that we're eating is high or low, my emphasis would be that you eat a wholesome diet, a diet which contains all types of food. That way, it will ensure that at least you're consuming moderate glycemic index food.
Ma'am, how does glycemic index affect diabetes?
As glycemic index measures the amount of sugar that food releases into our bloodstream. Diabetes is a disease where the glucose or the sugar metabolism is disturbed. So, better control of diabetes is achieved if the sugar that is available in our body is at a lower side. And while most of the people associate diabetes as shakkar ki bimari, sugar problems, and hence they cut down on sweets. Sweets are ultimately high glycemic index foods and they cause a spike in blood glucose. So, of course, it needs to be cut down. But we actually, most of the patients, they forget that high glycemic index carbohydrates are equally culprit in causing the spike in the blood glucose level, and hence the control and the management of diabetes becomes a little tricky if someone is taking medications but at the same time continuing with eating foods which are going to release more sugar more rapidly in our bloodstream. That is the key. A diabetic person who shifts to low glycemic index foods, their medication requirement comes down. There are pre-diabetics where they don't need diabetes. So your doctor will say, oh, your HbA1c is 6.5. Your fasting is slightly deranged, but there's no need for medication. That's what many times the doctors will say. What they mean is that you need lifestyle changes. Walking, cutting down on high glycemic food at that point ensures that a pre-diabetic person doesn't go into diabetic. A diabetic person who's taking tablets doesn't end up needing insulin if a person consumes low glycemic index food. That is the key thing in management of diabetes. That is the importance of low glycemic index foods in diabetes.
Thank you, ma'am. Doctor, please tell our viewers how they can contact you.
They can contact me via Eka Care app. We doctors are always available.
Doctor, thank you very much for taking your valuable time and talk with us today about glycemic